welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like this video, share, comment down below. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for 500 subscribers. I'm so grateful. It's not by this video cannot blow even if I say everything I want to say, but you guys are the ones that make it happen. As I always say, thank you, besties. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate. And I also appreciate when I see comments, lovely comments in the comment section. Please do drop a comment or two, okay? So today's video, challenges I faced during my PR process and seeking God's face during my PR process. I wanted to make this a two, divide this into part A and part B. But let me just say everything together, because why? Let me just say everything together. I faced certain challenges during my PR process, and I made certain sacrifices also during my PR process. And I actually sought God's face during my PR process, because to me, everything I do, to me, I feel is divinely orchestrated. I am not a mermaid. I am not a spiritual. I'm a spiritual being, because child of God things, but I'm saying, what I mean is, I don't have supernatural powers to foresee the future. The only gift I have is my Lord Jesus Christ, and how I can channel my desires towards him to pray that it aligns with his design for my life, right? So, okay, let me start. I faced certain challenges. The first challenge I faced, which I've shared before, is trying to verify my results. I wouldn't go into too much details, but I just want to say something that God came through for me there, because this thing took over 3 months. Imagine trying to verify your result from January, and it eventually got verified in March. And the only reason it got verified was because someone gave me the phone number of the registrar. When he told me call the registrar, I was like, why would I call the registrar of a school? Won't he say, why can't I come to Enugu to do it myself? This guy just said, call the registrar first. I had friends in Enugu that I called to help me to go to school and do this thing. See, if man be God, if I don't hear him, I had some friends in Enugu. I told them, see, please, can you help me go to school and check? I don't have time. I'm busy, work, this one, that one. So the people that I was liaising with were people that were working as staff members in the school. So I was told to pay a particular amount, I think 40,000 naira before I paid. And they told me that it was sent to the main school, because I was schooled at the business school. I have to pay another 40,000 naira to the business school. I shall pay the money, but I was like, okay, even after paying the money now, oh yeah, send me, verify my results now. The guy was just telling me that he needs to go and raise a draft. I don't want to go into too much details, but the bottom line is, when I got the number of the registrar, I called this registrar, and the man was even insulting me. He was like, why are you just bringing this to my notice now? I was like, eh? He was like, when did you make this payment? I said the first one was in January so date, and the second one was in January so date. And it was like, and this is March, and you're just telling me. And I called this man around 3 p.m. He just told me, send me your full name, send me your the name of the person that you paid this money to, the department. If you have evidence of the slip that you paid, and I did e-transfer, so I was able to generate the receipt, send it to me via WhatsApp. I sent everything to this man. This man left his house and drove down to the main school. You know how far the main school is from town? He drove down to the main school, went to the department and asked for this young guy. Unfortunately for the guy was not around that very day. He told them to call the guy. They called the guy. He spoke with the guy. He told the guy that if this girl doesn't get this thing verified by 10 a.m. tomorrow. So he called me and he told me, I said, if this guy does not verify your results before 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, call me. Do you know that this guy called me 7 a.m. the next morning, that he's already in the office, that he'll be going to the bank to raise the draft? Imagine, this guy has been with my money, that he'll be going to the bank to raise the draft. But however, they were almost finalizing it, that should confirm from West, this one, that one, this one. I was like, God, And I was even giving this guy a recharge card. That's even what is annoying me. Apart from not paying for the normal fee, I was tipping this guy a recharge card. How far? I said, don't worry, it's on process. Nothing was on process. Anyway, like I said, God just came through for me with that one. Second challenge I had was when my husband was trying to renew his international passport. He met a church member. Okay, we first of all he met a church member for his own. The church member introduced him to somebody else, and he paid the sum of 50,000 naira. No, sorry, 50,000 naira to the person, and the person stopped coming to church. Like, like that one was just, and the person stopped coming to church. My husband called the man severally. This took months. My husband called the man severally. He said, and that he is, aside from working in immigration, he also does Nollywood. So there was a village he went to shoot movie, and then they raided them. My husband was like, okay, so if they raid you and raid your cast, well, how does that affect my international passport? He told my husband that he shouldn't worry, he should just go to Ikoyi and they will attend to him. He should give him their name. My husband went there. They didn't attend to him. They said this person knows his staff. He's one of these thugs there. My husband was just angry. He said he was going to forgo the money because my husband is nice like that. So he went to the one in Ikeja, the immigration office in Ikeja, and as God can have it, he met one of his classmates there who is a uniformed staff. Like, it was so swift. Like, I don't think he even took up to a week or two to get everything sorted, So that was like God coming into that situation, because I needed him to write IELTS. I'd already entered the pool with my IELTS, and I needed him to write IELTS to boost the score as well. So we needed the international passport for him to write the IELTS. So that was just like, as he got it immediately, he just booked for the IELTS, wrote the IELTS. His score was even higher than my own. He had an 8 points. So I had a 7.5. So we added it to my score, and my score increased. So that was a major challenge for me. So when I was trying to add my baby, I said, okay, let's do international passport for my baby. They say my baby needs NIN. I said, can't they use the father's NIN on my NIN? They said, no, my baby needs NIN. I said, all right, now, time to do NIN. I went to Glow. I went to bank. I took my baby to even my bank. I went to MTN, Etisalat. They say they don't do for kids. I was like, so if I went to local governments, I live on local governments, like how many times? I was like, so how would my baby get NIN now? Do you get? So, and without the NIN, no international passport. I was like, hey God, what is all this? What is going on? So one day I was just coming back from work. Because any kiosk I see that they are registering for NIN, I'll go and ask. They say, they don't do for kids. They don't do for kids. I say, we think, what the children do to you guys now? I don't even understand the mentality. It's not the same picture. So I was just coming down one day, and I crossed the bus stop at Egbeda, and I saw one lady, a beggar. To be truthful, I rarely give adult beggars money on the road if I don't know you. Except I'm seeing your face is familiar. I've been seeing you for a while there, frequenting that place. I will give you. The only beggars I give money are children. And they always fear. You know what goes on in Nigeria now. So something just led me to give that lady money. I don't know what I think what I gave her was either 100 naira. I don't even know. But I gave her money. And I had to cross the gutter to give her the money. So as I gave her the money, I just looked up. I just saw somewhere they wrote NIN. In one very small banner. If you're not very meticulous, you won't see it. They just wrote NIN. One tiny banner up like that. So I just went there. I was like, okay, let me even check. If you see the staircase that leads to that upstairs, if you're not careful, you'll be somatombu. So I climbed it, and as I was going up there, the lady was coming down. Hefty lady with her girls. They were like, they've closed. I was like, sorry, ma, I want to register for NIN. She was like, madam, we've closed. I was like, okay, not for me, for my toddler. And she told me that I should come to her house. She gave me her phone number and her name, gave me her address, her card in short, has all her information there. I should come to her house and come and do it. I said, ma, not now. How about tomorrow? She was like, okay, no problem. So when I got to I told my husband, I was like, house, okay. Why would she be asking you to bring your baby to her house? That don't worry, that there's still much time that because we hadn't gotten ITA at that time, that I should still be checking whether she opens so that I will carry my baby there. So every day I go there, I will check the shop is closed. So I now called her. I said, ma, I was the lady that you met the day you were closing the shop. She was like, I told you now that I'm not coming to the shop again for now, but I'm registering people at home. Come to my house. I felt a certain kind of way, So I just told my husband, follow me. So the next day, myself, my husband, and my toddler went to her house. My toddler, she was like, my toddler that doesn't even like looking at camera, that doesn't like to even pay attention to flashlights and all that, stayed still, and we snapped him. Like, we did the NIN very seamless, like very, very seamless. So we got the NIN. My husband contacted his friend again in immigration in Ikeja. My son did his international passport, and that was very smooth. Another challenge I faced, and I feel like all this situation is God, God, God. Because if not for just man, wahala, if for just before take for every day. Another situation was police reports for my husband. Like my husband schooled outside Nigeria, so he needed to get his own police report as well. So the police report that gave us problem was the Kenya police report. One of his friends that actually traveled to the US last year had to travel to Kenya to get that police report. And if you look at, and it's not just traveling to Kenya, you also have to book Airbnb or hotel, depends on how long you're staying in Kenya, flight to and fro. There's no how you not spend close to 2 million or 1 point some, what is 1 point something, you spend 2 million thereabouts, you know, in processing that thing. We thought about the odds. We're like, hey, how we go about this thing? So I just spoke to my brother, and I told my brother, and my brother just said, okay, hold on. That's because my brother works in the bank also in Abuja. So like they actually do business with the High Commission of Kenya there, that let him make a call. He just made a call, got a phone number for us. It was just like film trick. He made a phone call, got a phone number for us. We spoke to the person. The person asked us to send our details. We did DHL'd everything. You know, this thing took a month and a half. And the reason it took a month and a half to get to us was because the international passports we sent was his current international, but the copy of international passports we sent was the current one. They needed the one that was stamped when he was in Kenya. So they returned the document and we sent it back again to Kenya. So that's one, I prayed for that thing, because police, what is it called, verification, they don't take it lightly. IRCC, they don't take it lightly at all. If without it, they cannot confirm your eligibility. They cannot even confirm anything. So it will just be pending. So when I was trying to, and we're almost at the deadline for our application, so something just said to me that let's submit this application with a letter of explanation. So many people discouraged me and said, if you submit this thing without the police reports, they would reject your application, and when we reject your application, you have to go back to the pool. I said no, I would rather wait close to the deadline and submit the application, so that you will know that at least I tried. I you know, I stretched the period. So we submitted I think on the 26th day, because it was 30 days period. So we submitted it on the 26th day with the letter of explanation. And a couple of weeks later, we got an ADR to get it, and we should provide it within 60 days. 2 weeks after we got the ADR, our police report came and we submitted it. But first of all, these are the challenges I faced, right? These are the challenges I faced. Let me now tell you, even despite the fact that I've mentioned God in all these challenges, there are some key things that happened within that process. In January 26th of that same year that I got my NY from Canada, I called one of my colleagues in Umuahia, where I used to work. There's a church we used to attend there, and I said, please, can you give me the account number of this pastor? And he was like, normally, that my colleague, if you chat him up, before he responds to you, it take like 2 days. But like I say, God also ministered to that my colleague. He sent the account number immediately, and I sent him that money. I sent in that money for that pastor that day. And the pastor called me and told me that he got a lot that, did I see his Facebook post? And funny enough, I usually see his Facebook. I usually engage with his Facebook post. He usually paste prayers, and I usually say like amen, you know, comments and all. But I did not see this particular post, so it was more like God was already showing me the post for the need of the funds before, you know, me even entering Facebook. I was like, no, so I didn't even see the Facebook post. And he was like, what was the money for now? That he actually thought I put the money because of the post he made on Facebook. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't see the post. That God just led me to make a seed, to donate a seed to this, to you know. And I believe that seed worked wonders, because it was in February of that same year, after being in the pool for over 1 year plus. It was February of that same year that I got my NOI. So I just believe that NOI was just divinely orchestrated. I remember applying to other provinces and I did not get selected. You know, I don't know why. I remember having an NOC of 6235 which is also a banking NOC. I had that NOC for over a year. But that January, after making that seed to that church, I don't know, I changed my NOC to 0122. And after changing my NOC to 0122, the last banking draw that Ontario did till now is February 22nd of 2022. And from February 22nd, 2022 till now, they've not done any banking draw. They've not drawn any draw on that NOC. Like, I just believe that everything was just working zipari pasu. Like, God was just in everything. I remember praying to God, you know, after waiting for several months. I remember praying to God and I said, God, if this relocation is your way, no matter the challenges that we face, let there be a way. I remember when we got the NOI from Ontario and we were still deciding whether, my husband was like, should we go ahead, because we actually had to pay 1,500 Canadian dollars and we're not even sure if we're going to get it. There was this conviction in my heart that this is the path that God is leading you to, because I had already lost 10 points. My birthday in 2021, I had already lost, in 2021, I've already lost 5 points. My birthday in 2022, I've already lost 5 points again. So it was more like God was using this as a compensation, that, okay, despite the fact that you have to make this payment, I want to use this to compensate you for the lost years. Like, everything was just I remember the day of my IELTS. Like, I prepared for that IELTS, but that day I was confused. Like, I was confused. I was not in the best of states. I'm a very, very confident person, but that day I felt a kind of confusion, you know. But when I saw my results, still, I wasn't so impressed, because I expected to get more. Like, there was one I had a 7.5. I think it was in speaking, and I actually thought I did my best in the speaking, you know. I think I had a 7.5 in the speaking, but on the average, I did pretty good. So God factor was, I don't even know, it's not something that you should joke with. Talk to your spouse about relocation. If you're coming with family, seek God's face regards relocation, and see a lot of you know, turnarounds. Like, even the choice of the country that you send your passport to stamp. Because when we actually now got the PPR, we're not like, okay, where should we send it to? Should we send it to Kenya, or should we send it to Accra? You know, there was this wide speculation that Accra, it would be there for 3 months, it would take the so time, this one, that one. And if you compare the price you're sending it to Accra and the price you're sending it to Kenya, it's almost like ×3 of the price, you know. Something was just convinced in my heart that send it to Accra. Accra is just here. And we sent it to Accra. In like 3 weeks plus, our passport came back. We did not even expect it that fast. Our passport came back stamped. So the summary of all I'm saying, I know I'm just here and there, is, if you're expecting something. And another thing I wanted to say is, there was a time we were fasting. Like, just some days, random days, me and my spouse would just decide to fast, you know. I don't fast back to back, you know, but sometimes when I need something from God, I deprive myself of food. I deprive myself of some of the things I like, because I feel like if I can hinder myself from doing these things, I can actually, you know, open my heart. And I feel like at that moment, God is seeing how vulnerable I am, you know. So sometimes we'll just fast. We'll fast and we'll just pray, you know, pray towards relocation. Prayer works, so guys. I am an evidence that prayer works, because if we did not get that Ontario NOI, I would still be in this pool, because my score had already dropped. I entered the pool with 478. It dropped to 473. It dropped to 468. You know, so, and look at the score. Current score now is 487. The last score was 487. So if not for that NOI, my score would have dropped. And if not for this very special person that God used in my life favor to make me to even see that mail, and it expired, that one would have gone, because I think I said it in one of my videos, my PR process video. the NOI came into my account, into my my profile with CIC, my profile, but I didn't get the mail because my inbox was full. My inbox was already full, so the mail did not come into my. I stayed 15 days before I was chatting with a friend, and my friend told me that they did a draw. Ontario did a draw, and they invited people with that NOC favor, and that was how I was able to go and see that NOC, see that NOI in the profile. If not for that conversation, so God used certain people to help us to actualize this dream, and I'm so grateful to everyone that helped us. Even the lady, my brother's friend in Kenya, that actually helped us to go to the police station there to make inquiries about the what is it called, the police clearance certificates. The people we also met along the way, IOM people, like everything was just working in God's direction. So I just want to tell you that if you're in this process, do not give up, do not lose faith. Every resources you can use to ensure that is a success, use it. Put this plans into God's hands and watch it manifest. Okay, see you in the next one. I remain your girl Stels. Bye bye.